Hey everyone! Today we had our first two Google Meets, which were really fun. Different teachers will be doing Google Meets or live sessions at different times. For my class, it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 10, and every single day from 2 to 2:30. So if you want to join us, please feel free to do that. For ELA, our Google Meets went over a few things, and I just quickly want to take a look at that with you if you were unable to join us. So first, here is Canvas. We're all familiar with Canvas. And if you have someone else who maybe isn't on Canvas, like a parent or guardian, they can always find out how to use a Google Meet if you want to share that form with them right here. And I'm just going to pull it up right there. These are our steps for doing that. And if you need help, please don't hesitate to call me or send me an email or stuff like that. Second, I want to talk to you about daily journaling. I know that I talked to you about that beforehand, but this is an opportunity to just kind of keep track about what you're doing. I'm doing this for about 7 minutes each day, and if you need journaling prompts, they are right here. I just write for 7 to 20 minutes and I talk about what I did, I talk about how I felt, I talk about key moments and highlights and words that describe your day. I don't know about you, but the highlight for me was being woken up by an earthquake. I know some of you slept right through it, but it woke me up. And then those two aftershocks afterwards helped me practice those skills that we were never sure if we were going to use or not, how to safely and quickly evacuate a building. That's what I'll be writing about tonight. All right, back to Canvas for a moment. If you have time, I would love for you to stay up to date with those morphemes and suffixes and parts of speech. You can keep practicing those right here. And I know some of you have practiced that in class, but I'd love for you to keep up to date with those. And then finally, here's your BOM project guidelines. And if you have 10 minutes every day, I would love for you to continue working on that project. All right, now let's talk about some of the other stuff. Wow, was that earthquake exciting? I don't know if you've gone over earthquakes in Mr. Brinkerhoff's class or not, but this might be a great time to do some reading about earthquakes and fulfill that requirement of reading for 60 minutes each day. Learning about earthquakes is a great thing to do, and we'll be doing a lot of that in my house after I get off of work. But if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by something, please feel free to practice one of these coping skills. I'm going to pull that up right here. In some of our classes, we talked about it. Some of you do different things. In my house today, we've had a little bit of tears, and that's kind of helped. But again, we've been taking a lot of slow, deep breaths, cuddling our puppies, and reading about different types of information that we want to know about. All right, now let's go ahead and pop back over to Canvas for a moment and just kind of look through that new page. A lot of our assignments, the due dates have changed, they've shifted, and so I know many of you have already realized that if you have work that's due, that's late or missing work, those deadlines have been extended all the way until the 27th of this month. And so I would really, really encourage you to make sure you turn in those late work, those pieces of missing work. And if you are a student who is not yet at mastery, right now you have two goals. Goal 1, turn in all late and missing work. Goal 2, do that 60 minutes of reading each day. Now remember, this is on a topic of your choice. So you could be reading about something funny. You could be reading a book. You could be reading a magazine. You could go to Utah's online library and do some research about earthquakes. So some awesome options there. Now, a lot of students have said, well, wait, what about BOM? How is that going to work? Right now, that is an assignment that we will start during fourth quarter. Right now, we don't know when third quarter is going to end. So I'm going to ask you to be patient, be flexible, and adapt to that. And I will give you that information as soon as I possibly can. Okay, book bingo. That's been another big question. What's going on with book bingo? At this point, book bingo is not canceled, but book bingo has turned into an opportunity to show more learning. So what that means is that your grade in, not Canvas, but your grade in Skyward, it can only go up. It's not possible for it to go down. It can only go up. And so if you would like an opportunity to extend your learning, and show that learning. Show your analysis of books. Fantastic. You should turn in book bingo. If you want to check in with yourself and see how well you remembered those books, book bingo is an awesome opportunity. But it's an opportunity to learn. It's an extension. At this point, nothing can decrease your grade in Skyward, but there are a lot of things you can do to increase your grade, like turn in missing assignments. Okay, what do the reading reflections look like? Let's take a look at that, because that's the third question I've got today. Here's what the reading reflections look like, and let's zoom in on that for a moment. Your job is to read for 60 minutes each day. Notice right here what that says, though. And why do you want to go and continue turning in assignments? Why is that good for you? Well, you are going to go into 8th grade next year. You are. And you want to be prepared for 8th grade. And so reading for those 60 minutes, that can help you continue to be prepared as you move on with your life. Listening and reading, Bomb, counts. We probably won't start doing those recordings until Friday to next week. That's kind of the time frame we're looking at. But if you have a copy of Bomb on your own, you can totally read it, and that absolutely counts. Okay, what do you do on the reading reflections each day? So each day, your job is to identify a text structure you focused on and complete a reading reflection. So first, let me show you this. There are 6 types of text structures, and they're all listed right there. So identify your text structure from one of those 6. Now, in order to do your reflections, pull up one Google Doc. That's it. And each day, your job is to respond with a reflection. Do you need to draw it out? No. If you would like to draw it out, you totally can. Okay. Your job is just to respond. Your job is just to respond to that graphic organizer with words. Here is a link to those graphic organizers. And if you scroll down, you'll be able to see those. Some of them you can tell are for more elementary age students, but if you turn them into complete sentences, they're going to be middle school level. So if I do the 3-2-1, I can write down 3 words that were interesting. My next 2 sentences are 2 facts that I learned. If you wanted to practice citations, that would be a great spot to do it. 1 thing you're curious about. I marked the ones that I liked best. So like one of the ones I liked best was a picture of this, because that was helping you visualize your learning. And then there's a caption. Another one I liked was number 13, nightly news. This would probably be 3 or 4 sentences. What are the details on the story versus what does the newscaster say? What are stories related to it? And what happened before and after? That looks like a great one to read about in the news for earthquakes. So, this is a flexible check-in to help you as an independent learner continue learning and continue your journey as an awesome, awesome student. As you have questions, it's really, really good to stay in touch. Some of you have done that. You've called me, texted me. A lot of us have been showing up for those Google Meets, and I really, really look forward to hearing from you. I've made myself a schedule because I really enjoy schedules, and it would probably benefit you to make a schedule for yourself as well. So, what 2 things should you focus on? 1, make sure all of your work is turned in, and make sure you've done a good job with it. Number 2, reading reflections. 60 minutes each day, 1 reading reflection. Everything else is extra. Everything else is you pushing yourself above and beyond so that you can make sure that you're ready for 8th grade next year. Any questions, reach out. It's great to chat. Talk to you tomorrow. Have fun.